concepts. This is video number 2. I'm going to walk you through the navigation just a little bit of what's here to get you started. I typically do this in all my sections, usually face-to-face with students. You'll start with the announcements page. That's usually where the default start is for most of your accounts. You'll be seeing announcements from me on a weekly basis at a minimum. I try to give minders a little bit to students just to make sure that they're nudged to remember that, yeah, there's work due this week, or if there's any changes. Once in a while, I'll need to use a blanket message to everyone and kind of go that way with it. But nearly every time that I need to visit with y'all about something, they'll be in the form of a message. You need to be in the habit, and this is different for some students, you need to be in the habit of being online with this course every single day. This is not something you can walk away from 5-6 days out of the week and come in and get it done. It isn't going to work that way for you. There's too much going on. There's 5 hours a week worth of work. I know for some of you that's a problem. You just need to work around it. Even if you can get in there once every 2 days, that will at least help you. But sometimes things change, and you just need to keep up with a daily check. Let's start over on the right. After announcements, you're going to see a button for course information. It's in this folder that you'll find the heavy part of the course. Syllabus is there. We don't pass out copies of syllabi any longer. They're all there. Grading policies, technical information, some help from distance ed. Obviously, you're going to see the instructor only. There's one down there, information for students new to Blackboard. That's a good one. There's also a statement down at the bottom. It says online attendance and participation. I want to let you know right up front that you've got to participate in this course, otherwise they have to drop you. That's by school policy now. The Fed's been cracking down a lot on student loan issues, and we have to make sure that students are participating. And the syllabus talks about that. If you miss an assignment if you do no assignments for a week, for example, I have to put you on probation, and if you don't get them all done the following week, I'll have to drop you. So that's kind of the hard part of that. You can read through well, let me click on it. I hate to take up a lot of time with this. You can explore it yourself. The syllabus, there's 2 copies in there. One is in PDF and one is in a Word form. A copy of the course schedule is here. It's also elsewhere. Let's just use this for a second. You can also get to this by course somewhere over here. Something says schedule, course schedule. I'll have to go back and make sure I've got one in there. I think I had put it, yep, there it is, course schedule. It shows the same information there. All right, we run from January the 18th, which is your first due date. Everything's due Sunday nights at midnight. You miss that deadline, then you've missed the credit part of it. Those of you who are really kind of worried right now, you've got to complete the orientation and do a census assignment, which we'll talk about in just a little bit, and one operating system news article, and we'll also explain that. This should not take you more than 2-3 hours. I recommend that you get started right away on chapter 1. The whole idea for this is for you to get ahead, get the work done, so that if you do have problems, either with the work schedule, your kids, your parents, your other classes, your computer issues, your ISP isn't working, anything, get a week ahead, get a half a week ahead, so that when those things pop up, you can deal with it. Okay, we start on the first project. The first work is due on the 18th. The census assignment you have to complete by the 22nd, I believe it is. You won't get credit for it, but I can't even count you in the class. So all of you need to pay particular attention to that. All right, so then we start the chapter stuff. The 25th, We run all the way down. Along about the 1st of March, I'll do a first journal check, and we'll grade half of that. Then we pick up with the rest of the chapters, 11 of them. Even though we have a spring break, put in there, I'm going to have you do a news article. We wind up with chapter 11. The 26th, the journals are due, and we do exam prep and so forth on by the 3rd of May. We'll do our exam on or before the 10th. I think the exam finals week starts on the 8th. I can make it available to you on the 8th, and we'll finish up there. A couple of reminders here. No credit for missed assignments. There's no makeup work, no extra credit assignments. Every assignment counts. There's no drop in the low scores. There's no grading curve. As is usual, I have students that just far exceed any instructor's expectations. And you can tell that by not the effort they put in, but the quality of their work. And so I'm pretty generous with bonus points when I see stuff that the students are doing, and I want you to know that. If you don't participate, I'll have to turn in an F for you. Again, we talked about working ahead to avoid the consequences of sickness, technical and other personal issues. All of the chapter tests and chapter written exams are computer graded. There's no exceptions to the publisher's answers. They are what they are. This is the first time I've taught this text, this current version of the text. At no school I've taught this course and another one. So, but we usually go with the publisher's answers. And as far as turnaround goes, the computer will grade those things, but the news postings, I'll grade those usually within less than a week. So, all right, so that's a course, that was under course information, I believe. Grading policies. I've done things a little different this year for an online class. My practice has been to have 1,000 basis points on a course. It's the easiest thing, I think, for me to communicate to students. It may not always be the easiest for every single student to understand, but the vast majority know there's 1,000 possible points, and what do you need to have to get an A, B, C, or D. And believe it or not, you don't need 900, 895. That rounds up to 90%, which is the board's policy. So I follow the scale that the board and the school follows. This particular chart in here is something new. I've got the assignments and the number of them that you have, the points that each of them are worth, the total points. I've also estimated the number of hours per assignment, and then the number of weeks that you've got to get a total number of hours number over here. It's about 80 hours. The way I get to 80 is that there are 16 weeks. It's a 5 contact hour class, 5 hours per week, so that's 80 hours. And so there's 80 hours worth of work put in there. That's not even average. I think some of you, the majority of you will not need 80 hours to get all the work done. It'll be somewhere between 70 and 80. Some of you may wind up spending 90 hours to 100 hours getting it done, but on average across the board, my expectation is that the students will require will be required to do about 80 hours worth of work. Okay, let's go on now to, let me back up just a second, see what else we've got in that particular course information. Policies, technical information. Yeah, we need to cover this pretty quick. You're expected to know how to copy and paste material into a document. If you don't know how, the Learning Centers can help you, but obviously you can also go online. You can do web search on that. There's a ton of videos out there, YouTubes, on doing all these sorts of things. Saving, attaching, printing documents, saving files, compressing files, surfing the web. These are all basic skills that students bring to online classes. Labs, not only do we have the open labs, but I'm going to give you guys some time if you need it, if you want it. Many of you are on campus during the week. I like to mix it up with students. Come visit me. I'll let you know when I can let you in and make the resources and labs available. The students and the labs that we run, 106 over in CET and 221, the students have built everything that's in there. We've even built our own data center. We have our own server room. The students have built all this stuff, a lot of it with open source. and it's there for on a limited basis for some of you to use. I just need to visit with you to see where your skill sets are, and try to make some time available to you. So, all right, personal computer requirements. You're going to have a computer that you're able to have administrative rights to. Obviously, Windows 7 or later. This text is not set up for Windows 8, but it'll still work for you. You can still accomplish the objectives. You can still learn from it. You can do your explorations. We do a lot of Linux and Unix work in my security and networking classes. You have an opportunity to explore those areas as well. There may be some extra credit for you. We just need to sit down and talk about what you might be able to do for some extra credit.